Anytime.
Welcome back to the Herman Cain Show. Thank you for joining us today. The number to call is 877-310-2100 to participate in our daily segment that I will tell you what it is in a moment. But first, Shani B, yesterday when I was talking about the new American Health Care Act, I forgot to inform you of one of your favorite taxes that are in the Unaffordable Care Act, that in the new proposal, it's being totally repealed.
Well, there's so many. Which one are you talking about?
The tanning tax.
Oh, the white people tax.
The white people tax.
Oh, really? It's going away?
It's going away. It had a 10% sales tax on indoor tanning services under the new proposal called the American Health Care Act. The white people's tax goes away.
Well, we can thank our orange president. I guess he's going to save a lot of money the next 4 to 8 years.
He doesn't need a tanning booth. Here's another one that goes away. But you don't hear people talking about this. They are all in a tizzy over the scare tactics that the Democrats are putting out there, and some of the Republicans are putting it out there. Repeal of the investment tax. You didn't hear a lot of talk about this one. In other words, if you have some investments and you make a profit on that investment, you were going to be taxed at a rate of 3.8%. Whether you're an individual, whether it's an estate, whether it's a trust, you didn't hear a lot of talk about that. It was one of those sneaker taxes. So, for example, if you own some stocks and you bought and you held some stocks for a year or a couple of years and you sold the stock and you made a profit, well, guess what? You were going to have to pay not only a profit on that as ordinary income if you hold it longer than a certain period of time, but you were going to also have to pay net investment tax on top of that. But you don't hear them talking about that. You don't hear them talking about that. And you don't hear them talking about rapid fire.
So many listeners to talk to. So little time. How does Herman cover so many topics with so many people? It's Rapid Fire. Every day with Herman Cain.
Hello, Chris. You've got a minute on rapid fire.
Yeah, I'm just frustrated with the whole shenanigans. Why did Boehner get kicked out of his position? He capitulates, says, the Democrats won't play along, so this is the best we can do. You take a superior product, you put it to the American people, you beat the Democrats over the head and say, this is why our product's better. Would you have substituted an inferior product when you were at your pizza place?
Nope.
Because it would have been hard to get a new supply chain?
Nope. I wouldn't have.
Why do a half-assed repeal? Yes, doctors are treating people different because Obamacare crammed more stuff down their throat.
Yes.
It's going to get better because you're taking it out. But this is why a lot of us were like, listen, you're still leaving a lot of residue. Remove it all and beat the Democrats. This is why we kicked Boehner out of office, and we're not too happy with Ryan.
Boehner.
Yes, we know the Democrats are going to be stubborn.
Right.
But why work around it?
Well, Chris, you make a great point, and I can't tell you exactly why they take this approach. Let me summarize their approach. They are trying to come up with something that, one, addresses solving the problem. Number two, it's not head on, as you indicated. Boehner would always capitulate to how the media is going to treat it, the liberal media is going to treat it. He just assumed he was going to lose that battle, and how the Democrats were going to demagogue it. And I think he just got tired. He didn't get fired. He just stepped down. He just announced he wouldn't rerun.
So what's the difference between then and now?
Well, let me finish answering. Take a chill pill, okay? Now,
I'm like you. I'm not mad at you. I'm just
good. I feel better. Now, at least they have a credible solution and approach. And let me talk about the approach. This isn't coming out through the media. The way that the Brady Bunch, the Republicans in Congress, with Chairman Brady and Speaker Ryan, the reason they're doing it the way they're doing it, and they didn't communicate this, I detected it when I went back through this thing. If they do it by taking the penalties and the taxes to zero, it only requires 50% plus one in the House and 51 votes in the Senate in order for Obamacare to go away. Now, if they were to do total repeal they could do with 51 votes in the Senate, but then when they try to introduce new stuff, it would require the 60 votes unless Mitch unless McConnell uses what they call the nuclear option. Now, Chris, all I'm saying is this. We don't know all of the ins and outs about the process and the procedures and all of this kind of stuff. This is why I'm trying to cut them some slack. It's not as easy as walking into your business and making a decision and it's done. They're making sausage up there. So this is why I'm trying to cut them some slack. And I agree with the fundamental strategy that they are employing. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. So I don't think that Ryan is weak. I just think he is recognizing the political realities of what he has to work with. It's not easy, herding cats, and that's a lot of what this is all about, okay?
It just sucks. We have a superior idea. They can build it if they want to, but again, the Democrats are going to play stubborn, so we'll take a half step back. And that's why me and so many people I know we know the Democrats are going to be annoyed and fighting us. Fight back. Grow a spine. That's why we elected Trump.
Well, Chris, they know that they're up against the liberal media. The liberal media is just a megaphone for the Democrats, and the Democrats know it. And you don't have enough conservative voices like mine and others out there to offset all of the people that are going to be influenced by the liberal media. So that's why I'm trying to cut them some slack. I'm not mad at you, Chris. I'm just passionate like you, my brother from another mother. Joe, you've got a minute on rapid fire.
Yes, the costs have skyrocketed in health care and made it even worse by ACA. A big problem is a high percentage of the administrative costs that we pay, the malpractice insurance for the doctors, and what we need to do is we need to get the federal government to make grants to the states to establish at the county level where it'd be much more responsive to the people. First aid and minor ailment centers staffed by trained technicians in various specialties, and this way we would be able to cut the cost of a lot of our medical insurance and costs by doing this, and then we could build on top of that with the Ryan plan and others for other insurance. But we would, by establishing these minor ailments centers, it would cost us a lot less than it costs right now when you go to the doctor for a cold or flu or a minor cut or abrasion or whatever. And we're having a shortage of doctors coming up.
Yes.
And this would mean that the doctors would be able to spend their time more professionally in treating us.
What you're describing, Joe, is absolutely right on, okay? Now, this is where Medicaid comes in. This is why the proposal that the Brady Bunch, Ryan Bunch have put on the table is going to put Medicaid back at the state level so they can implement the ideas that you have just mentioned. What you just mentioned is a good idea. You get it down to the county level. I contend it'll never get down to the county level if you leave it up to the federal government to do it. No, they're incapable of doing that. They want to give the states more authority over Medicaid so they can implement innovative ideas like the ones you are talking about, okay? So you have great ideas, but this is a reason that you've described that makes a whole lot of sense by pushing Medicaid back to the state level. George, you've got a minute on rapid fire.
Well, you can do all that you want with regard to free market and health insurance and so on and so forth, but it won't do any good at all in terms of health care in this country. Right now, the United States is by far the highest per capita health care costs in the world. We don't even have a close second place. And with all of that expense, we're rated as roughly number 35 in terms of overall health in the various nations of the world. Uganda has a better infant mortality rate than the United States does. Little backwards Uganda beats us out. So we need to get the healthcare industry back to a healthcare system that the country once had. The difference between a healthcare system and a healthcare industry. In a healthcare system, the goal is a well population, and if somebody gets unwell, to get them well again. The goal of the healthcare industry is profit, and a healthy population is not a profitable population. Take a look at some of the costs that exist in the healthcare industry today. For example, the medication for hepatitis C. They now have a pill.
Yes.
You take one a day for 12 weeks.
Right.
And you cure the hepatitis C at $1,000 a pill. Unless you go to Egypt, in which case it's only $900.
Okay.
Not per pill, but for the entire 84 weeks, i.e. about $11 a pill.
Okay, George.
$11 in each.
Here's George. Okay, all of the numbers are great, but here's what you are saying, and I'm going to try to summarize it. This is why when you get government out of health care, this is the big picture, and you allow more competition between and amongst insurance companies, more competition amongst pharmaceutical companies, more competition amongst hospitals, more competition amongst doctors and health providers. George, that's how we improve our sick care system and our health care system. That's what you're talking about. Now, we cannot start imposing government regulations to try to match Uganda and other countries on infant mortality if that's the only measure you're going to use. No, I am a firm believer in that competition will make things better as well as less expensive. That's what the objective is here. That's what the objective is here. The Unaffordable Care Act did all of the reverse things that you just described, which is why health insurance premiums have skyrocketed, deductibles have skyrocketed, the cost of sick care skyrocketed, the cost of health care has skyrocketed, the cost of prescriptions have skyrocketed, because a government-imposed solution is not the way to go. This is why I'm optimistic about a freer market system in terms of driving down the cost through open and better competition. It's not all coming in this phase, folks, but this is a great first step in my humble opinion. You're listening to the Herman Cain Show.
Herman Cain.
Always gives me insights to what I don't already think about or know.
Solutions for a better America.
Whew. Y'all see how hard this is? Thanks, streamers. That was rapid fire.